All right, Nicole, thank you very much. We'll do the best we can. Welcome, everyone. Sunday Night Baseball. We are in Houston, Texas, where the World Series champions will take on the team they beat in the World Series. Our Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN is presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Minute Maid Park, where, ironically, to some degree, the Houston Astros have not had much success in under 500 record at home. Nick Castellanos exercised the demons of last year's World Series. He acknowledged coming in here they were dredged up. He made the final out. Trey Turner, the newest member of the Philadelphia Phillies, ready to get back to the postseason and take them perhaps to the promised land. Jose Abreu. And of course the ALCS and World Series MVP, Jeremy Pena, ready. Alex Bregman get a little haircut. He's ready to go as well, as we are set for the rematch of last year's Fall Classic.
Here in the 6th inning, it is 1-0 Phillies, but the Astros have runners at first and third, and Alvarez is due. And the 2-1 pitch, swinging a ball hit to center field and hit well. It is gone! You've come this far to survive. And it is 4-1 Astros. Pops it up, Tucker into foul territory. He's got it, and that'll do it. The Houston Astros have won the World Series, their second title in the last 6 seasons, and the party is on here in Houston.
The party rarely turns off in Houston with regards to their baseball team. The 2022 World Series champions find themselves just a game above 500. The Philadelphia Phillies playing a lot better lately. We'll hear from Buster Olney in a moment. That's Eduardo Perez, David Cohn. I'm Carl Ravitch. Welcome, everybody. The party doesn't stop because they kind of continue to reload. Yordan Alvarez is back. They're waiting on Brantley and Altuve, and in spite of their record, feel pretty good about themselves. Why?
They really do. One of the biggest reasons you get Yordan Alvarez back in the lineup after missing the Tampa Bay series and the first game of this series. But most importantly, this guy crushes left-handed pitching. There's no left-hander in the league that has had a higher OPS than Yordan Alvarez. And you look at the numbers there since 2019, the OPS plus from left-handed batters, look at that list, and he's at the top with 162 plus.
And look who's third on that list, Bryce Harper. News on him. He could be back within the next 72 hours playing for the Philadelphia Phillies, which is mind-blowing. And they're rolling, right? They've won 4 in a row, 7 of 8. How have they done it?
Well, the depth of their lineup, certainly, and their pitching has started to turn it around. Their bullpen's fantastic.
Yep.
And when you look at the young guys in that lineup that have really taken the next step, the daycare guys, you think about Stott and Marsh and Bohm, have all been uber productive so far in this lineup, and they're kind of spread out through the lineup as well. So when Bryce Harper comes back, he's going to lengthen that lineup even more.
Uber fun too. I mean, they're having a blast, these kids, and they're playing like experienced veterans. We'll have much more on Harper from Buster Olney in just a little bit. But Stott, Marsh, Bohm, and the rest of them, including Real Muto, ready to try to take this series home. Yeah, they've lit their own rocket, and they are trying to catch the Astros, playing catch-up, trying to win a series of their own after this. Baseball itself craves consistency. Players love routine. Like human metronomes, they go through daily hitting and fielding. They show up, they play a game, they go home, board a plane, they do it all over again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. One manager describes it like being in a circus. And these Astros have played and won under some big tops. How about the 8th wonder of the world? Remember the Astrodome? The first multi-purpose dome stadium popped up in '62 and opened 3 years later. Then back in the late 70s, the Astros went all rainbow, unveiling a most memorable uni. And in the 80s, they won 3 NL West titles, National League West titles. In the early 2000s, Houston moves to the Central. They keep on rolling, winning 4 division titles in 5 years. But what they have going on right now is a little different even by their own standards. The last 5 times baseball's played a full season, Houston's won the American League West, and now they want to recapture that crown that they won from Philadelphia last October, make it 2 rings in a row of what they hope will eventually be a 3-ring or even more ring circus. And they certainly feel like the momentum is shifted to which they can catch the Braves. They can really start thinking about a World Series. Down to Buster Olney.
So I'm here with Philly shortstop Trey Turner. And Trey, David Cohen was just talking about the production of the young guys, Marsh and Bohm and Stott. What have you seen from them in the first month?
They've been special, man. I think last year really helped them going deep in that playoff and playing in those big-time games. I think that helped them a lot, and they're continuing that success this year.
So what's going through your mind? What's your focus as you walk up for your first plate appearance?
I don't know. This interview has taken up my mind, but you know, swing good pitches, have good at-bats, and just put pressure on those guys.
Trey, thanks. Back to you.
All right, Buster, one of the big expenses that Dave Dombrowski laid out was to bring Trey Turner in, obviously, for a long time and for a lot of $1 million. Not the fastest start for a guy like Trey Turner. As you take a look at the lineup, they haven't gotten a huge production from some of the guys they'd expect to, and yet they really feel good about where they're at.
They really feel good where they're at. I spoke with Dave Dombrowski right before this game started, and he's like, look, Kyle Schwarber, if you look at his month of April, he's never really started off hot. So this is actually one of his best months. You're about to get Bryce Harper back. Castellanos is doing what he's been doing offensively lately, but the young guys have been carrying it, and they are really happy with especially this kid right here.
Where else would you meet the team's general manager? Right outside the men's room. That's where you have these important meetings. Pre-game. Jose Urquidy is on the mound, and it has not been great, although Dusty Baker believes if he can get the slider working and that fastball inside to guys, the sinker, he'll be okay.
Yeah, he actually got off to a good start this year in his first 3 starts. He was really lights out, but then he ran into the Rays, a hot Rays team, and ran into Toronto in his last start. So you can see there, too, the sort of split differential there between righty and lefties. Generally, you see righties better against right-handed batters. Not so, a reverse platoon split for Jose Urquidy so far.
A lot of lineups, if they will be able to, will stock their lineups with righties against Urquidy. That's not the case for the Philadelphia Phillies and a lefty. Bryson Stott, the second baseman, leads things off. He's got 38 hits, which leads the team. And he swings at that first one, a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and he fouls it back. Take a look at the defense behind him. It's Bregman, Pena. They have Ryland Bannon at second base, giving Mauricio Dubon a night off. Abreu's at first. Alvarez, Myers, and Tucker in the outfield. And, of course, Team Maldonado, who was kind enough to wear the microphone a few weeks ago for us behind the plate. Kyle Schwarber will have the microphone on a little bit later on. 1-1, and Stott misses at that one.
Really good changeup there after going fastball way away, and with 2 strikes, Urquidy loves to stay away on left-handed and right-handed hitters.
See what he does on the 1-2. Comes in and Stott able to foul it off. Bryson 7th in the league in hits against off-speed pitches, in fact in all of baseball, and he is a tough guy to strike out. 4th lowest best whiff rate in baseball this season. 23 of the 38 hits have come with 2 strikes.
That'll get you right to the top of the order.
It sure will. That one misses high and away. 2-2.
Last year in the World Series, the Astros challenged him with fastball after fastball up in the zone. Long at-bats by Bryson Stott.
Roof is closed here in spite of it being sunny and 80 degrees outside as he fouls off for another one. Now that's one thing that stands out regarding Stott. You mentioned Bohm, their ability to hit that 4-seam fastball, and there's all sorts of technology that hitters now can take advantage of to better prepare themselves. The next one from Urquidy.
The Phillies, like so many other teams, use this company called Traject, and it is a really advanced video that actually shows you exactly the release point and the stuff of each pitcher that they're facing that given day or night.
Yeah, it's an actual pitching machine, but with the spin and the release point of the actual pitcher, you can plug it into whatever the video library is. It is really cutting edge technology.
No, a good at bat so far for Stott, and he fouls off another one, the 5th foul ball for Bryson Stott.
Carl, the disadvantage of that is you only have it at home. You can't travel with it. So the Phillies eager to get back home after their trip here. They go to LA. Then from LA they go back home to Philly.
And Stott slaps this one to left, going back Alvarez, and he will stand there and take it in. If you wanted to see a bunch of pitches as a leadoff hitter and show the rest of your team what he's got, he accomplished that, but he's out.
10 pitches total. Everything was mostly fastball and changeups away on Bryson Stott. He'll go in and definitely tell the left-handed hitters what he saw.
And here comes Trey Turner, the shortstop. Starts him off with a fastball right down the middle.
I kind of know what Trey Turner was talking about, because when Buster Olney interviewed me, he got into my head too. So.
Turner pops this one up to right center field. Tucker's over there. He's shading the sun, and he gives way to Myers, the center fielder. And there are 2 down on 2 pop-outs. Kyle Schwarber up next. Meantime, the K-Rod cast is in full swing tonight. Reggie Jackson, which is working with the Houston Astros, is now being interviewed by Michael and Alex. Busy day for Alex. Saw him at the Knicks game earlier today with his Timberwolves recently. So he and Kay and Reggie Jackson, a whole bunch of guests, including our buddy John Kruk, will join that telecast a little later on. As Urquidy faces Schwarber, and the first pitch just misses down low.
If Reggie can fill it up too. So Alex and Michael just kind of sitting there and listening.
That's Mr. OCTOBER right now on the K-Rod Show, Mr. October.
You do know your people, don't you?
He got his documentary out recently, Reggie. It's a good one too.
1-1 Schwarber hits this one to center. Myers in his tracks. 3 pop-outs for Jose Urquidy. Schwarber will get a microphone and an earpiece in the second inning, and we'll see the Astros for the first time against Bailey Falter tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. Minute Maid Park, Houston Astros 14-13, a couple of games behind the Texas Rangers, still with a +21 run differential. And Yordan Alvarez back in the middle of the lineup after missing some games with a bad neck. And he is one of those guys that can roll out of bed and just rake. Not a problem for him at all.
No, not a problem at all. And it's just, he's so quiet at the plate. And when we'll have the luxury of looking at him swing the bat, I want you to just see how calm and quiet and how just soft his hands are while he's taking those pitches.
Jeremy Pena will be the first guy up. Bailey Falter is on the mound. He's got a good whip, Coney, a 1.14, 19 strikeouts, only 4 walks, a good ground ball rate. Home runs have been hurting him a little bit.
Home runs and run support. He could use some runs. He's only had 5 runs combined in his 5 starts. So the record's deceiving. He's a strike thrower. Only 4% walk rate.
Pena, the shortstop, leads his team in a lot of offensive categories. And the first pitch he sees is on the corner for a strike. Leads him in runs, in doubles. He's tied for homers with 6. And this guy can fly down the line on a ground ball. Right through the glove of Real Muto.
And this is going to be interesting because Pena this year has struggled on fastballs inside. And we saw Real Muto right there set up in. And Falter's ball actually runs away from righties. So it's going to take effort to get it in there with the 4-seamer.
1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Edmundo Sosa is at third base tonight. Turner's at short. Stott at second. Alec Bohm at first base. Schwarber, Marsh, Castellanos in the outfield. Real Muto, the outstanding catcher behind the plate. And this one is up the middle, hit hard, past the dive of Bryson Stott. Good start for Pena, and certainly a threat to steal with his 6 stolen bases.
And this is what I was talking about before. Just keep an eye on JT Real Muto and where he wanted the pitch. Wanted it inside, and look where the pitch ended up, right down the middle. 91 miles per hour right there to Jeremy Pena. Most often than not, that's what you're going to get.
So Pena grabs the lead. Falter has not been an easy man to run on, and here's Bregman, and that first pitch sails high and away. So missing away early in this game is Bailey Falter. He's allowed at least 1 home run in 4 of the 5 games that he has started. He's lost the last 3 games he's started. Same as Coney.
Yeah, that's just a little quick with your delivery. As Eduardo was saying, You're having trouble getting the ball inside with Realmuto sitting up inside, and you're missing up and away. You're late with your arm, like a hitter who's late with the bat and fouling it off.
3-0. Falter, you can see, walking a little frustrated with himself as he falls behind Bregman. 3-0.
Hey, Coney, you ever look on deck when you're facing a hitter and you're like, uh-oh, here comes that man again?
Yeah, the one guy who scared me more than anybody was Andre Dawson. He'd stare daggers through you on the on-deck zone.
Bregman, a high fly line drive hitter, stares at the zone right at the top of the zone. 3-1.
Tony, he's so intimidating. You can see him from your center field camera. He's creeping up. He wants to hit.
Usually you'd say lurking in the on-deck circle, lurking about 18 feet from the batter's box is now Yordan Alvarez. You see him in the left part of your screen. 3-1. Bregman swings at one and fouls it straight back.
One thing the Phillies want to see from Falter is more four-seamers. They feel like there's more velocity in there. Rob Thompson says we've seen it. He's really upped his use of that four-seamer as well.
It's all that Bregman has seen. Here's the next one on a 3-2 with Pena not going, and he goes back to first on the throw.
That's such a good move over to first. Already 5 guys has been able to catch on the pickoffs to first base. They've committed to second. Call it a caught stealing, but it's all on that move.
He goes. Here it comes. That's high. Ball 4. Single and a walk to start for the Astros, and Yordan Alvarez, with his 27 RBI, come to the plate. Too early to say it's danger time here?
It's the best left-handed swing since Robert Redford, I think.
Dusty Baker, who has seen literally everybody from Hank Aaron to Bonds, so many, says he's never seen anyone like Yordan Alvarez at the plate. A little reminiscent of the first pitch that he saw last year in Game 6 of the World Series. Came up and in, then he hung in there and took Alvarado out for a huge 3-run series-changing home run.
It's a great visit here by JT Realmuto because the misses are all in the same location. He's failing to make an adjustment at all. Everything's up, everything's out of the zone. You got to find a way to make an adjustment and get the ball down in the strike zone.
Having a conversation earlier with Yordan, one thing he said, and I said, what's the difference, righty, lefty? He said, to me, it really doesn't matter. The ball still has to cross the plate. That's all I focus on. And with Falter, his release point is way out in front, but it's actually true middle. It comes out of his left shoulder more than it does from the second base side.
Pena gets the lead off second, Bregman off first, and that one is down. He didn't get the call. It appeared to catch the inside part of the corner of the K zone.
He wanted that one and he should have gotten it.
Well, the problem is when you're missing a lot with a lot of pitches, you're not going to get that borderline one that shaves the black.
Ryan Addington, the home plate umpire. Behind again, 2-0. And now 3 balls and no strikes from Bailey Falter.
Green light, here we go. You got Jose Abreu, who struggled with the bat, slugging not much this year. And you have your best hitter at the plate.
He's been on base in every game that he's played this season. And now he's got a 3-0 count against Falter in the first with 2 on. Ball 4. Single, back-to-back walks. They're loaded, nobody out. And here's Jose Abreu. We asked Rob Thompson what's led to this turnaround as you've won 4 in a row, and he said one of the things we've really cut down on are walks. We started this season, our starters were walking the house. They've cut so far back on it. And 2 in this inning for Abreu. Gets that call. Very similar location to the one that was called the ball in the previous at bat.
It's a heck of a pitch, though, to be able to land it for a strike. Jose Abreu's been hitting the ball a lot on the ground, so they're one pitch away from at least just getting 2 outs with 1 swing.
Still looking for his first home run of the season. A little late on that one, even it was at 90. See the difference for Jose Abreu. His hard hit rate is down significantly, his K rate is up, and his walk rate is down as well.
But he's an RBI machine. He understands how to be able to drive runs. And in Chicago, he used to hit the ball to right field with authority with the runner at third.
11 RBI on the season. 0-2 with the bases loaded, nobody out in the first. Fouls that one off. .306 lifetime hitter with the bases loaded. He's got 4 grand slams. And this is beaten on the ground. Turner to Stott. They turn the double play. Coming in to score the first run of the game is Pena, but a big ground ball out for Bailey Falter against the cleanup hitter.
Well, you take it and run, even though you're giving up an earned run here. When you throw a curveball that stays up like that and get a hitter like Abreu to roll over it and go right at your shortstop, 2 for 1. You'll take it every day of the week and even on Sunday.
That's what we're at.
And he's letting that ball get deep on him.
Kyle Tucker. That pitch sails high and in. But what did Dusty tell us about Abreu's struggles? Late on the fastball and way out in front of all the breaking balls.
That time he saw the breaking ball so good that he actually let it travel too much.
Turner moves as far up the middle as he can in a non-shift environment. And Tucker got jammed and he fouls it off the third base side.
Bailey Falter gets out of this just with 1 run. After having no outs, bases loaded, and your cleanup hitter up. It's a heck of an inning to be able to get out of.
Two one.
But still a lot of work to do.
Kyle Tucker is one of the best when it comes to expected batting average, Coney. He's in the 97th percentile in baseball this season. 5 homers, 19 runs batted in, and good speed as well.
Yeah, one of the best all-around ball players in the league right now.
2-1 from Falter. That's a good pitch right down the middle.
2-2.
One of the reasons why the Phillies want Falter to throw more 4-seamers is because he has outstanding extension. 7 feet 4 inches of extension right at the top of the ladder in terms of that category, at or near the top.
Ball out.
So that 91 plays up because you're releasing the ball
3-2.
closer to home plate. Big long stride, good reach. Rob Thompson told us he thinks he's got more velocity in there to give along with that extension. So if he gets a 92 to 94, then that will really play up.
Bregman, quarter way down the line, 3-2. Tucker pops it up. Going back is Sosa into foul territory. Difficult play, and he can't make the play.
That's not taking a peek down to see where he was, and he started tiptoeing his way, playing a little bit towards the shortstop spot. You see, he never looked down. By not looking down, had no idea how far he was from the screen. That's where you have to take a little peek right there. Does not do it.
An extra life for a really good hitter. 3-2 to Tucker. Let's try this again.
I think he did look down that time. Just look at the sequence, though. All fastballs here from Bailey Falter. You keep showing Kyle Tucker the same pitch with pretty much the same velocity. Advantage will turn towards the hitter. The hitter since 2021 has an OPS of 712 with 2 strikes.
And if you're reading the bat, he's late constantly. So you're right. Maybe he does catch up.
8th pitch of the at-bat. And that one is hammered. Right center field. And Castellanos says, I can make the play, and he does, just in front of the warning track. Well, you worked around a leadoff single and back-to-back walks. Bases loaded, nobody out. A 6-4-3 double play. Tucker flies out. Bailey Falter only gives up 1. Amigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Take a look back at last year's World Series. Of course, the Phillies with 5 homers and then shut out and shut down. Game 4 combined no-hitter. Pena goes deep. Then Game 6, it was the huge home run from Yordan Alvarez. And a little later, we'll hear his thoughts about that at-bat as he sits down with Eduardo Perez in the booth up here to talk about that memory. Urquidy gets Nick Castellanos, Marsh, and Rio Muto, and this has been really the strength of the Phillies. The 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters have been outstanding for them.
2-0.
Castellanos had a big series. He took away a homer in the first one and then hit one in Game 2.
2-1.
One thing Nick Castellanos can do is hit the really good fastball. Anything over 95 miles per hour, he finds barrel constantly.
Good pitch there, though. A changeup, 85, dove right out of the zone. Urquidy has said he wants to work on that sinker into righties. So many of the hits he's given up have been out over the plate or even off the plate.
Yeah, his pitch usage much different this year compared to last year. Last year he threw 52% four-seamers. This year just 29%. More changeups, more sweeping sliders, and like you said, that two-seamer inside to righties that he's trying to get going. Everybody's got a sweeper nowadays. It's as if that pitch came out of nowhere. You know, nobody ever threw a sweeper before.
He's in love with it. Castellanos, a little blooper to center field. Watch out. Good sliding running catch. Jake Myers. You can see he and Tucker angling towards it, and it's the center fielder Myers who makes the play.
Playing straight up, Jake Myers calls Tucker off. Good communication between both of them right there. Center fielder always has priority over any of his outfielders, left or right, making a nice sliding catch.
The last 3 outs have been recorded by Myers.
1-0.
And here's Brandon Marsh, who's just been outstanding. 7th in baseball on OPS, over 1,000. 5th in batting average, 2nd in slugging percentage. And this one is to right. Tucker to his right. He's there. 5 outs, all of them fly out so far for Urquidy.
Keep it in there, true. Different than his teammates. Some of them, a lot of them, Framber Valdez, who you have to resod the grass after his starts because a lot of negative grounders. This one up in the air again. 5 in a row.
And here's Rio Muto. And he drives one deep down the line in left field. Alvarez looks at it. Rio Muto looks at it. It's gone. JT Rio Muto into the Crawford boxes. That's his 3rd of the year, and the Phillies have tied the game at 1.
Tony, this is the problem when you have a fly ball pitcher and they pull it in this ballpark, right?
Yeah, it's just like the opposite of Yankee Stadium. You can see on the side of the ball the sort of sweeper spin. The problem with the sweeper is it stays on the same level. It's horizontal break more than vertical break. So when you don't get it sweeping away, that happens right there. You can pull it and hit it in the air.
And when you hit it here in the air, down that left field line, that looked like it was off the end of the bat. It was 95 miles an hour off the bat. And yet it went over the wall.
What a beautiful thing for hitters, huh?
It's 315 feet to the corner. That one allegedly went 348 feet.
Ah!
Urquidy quickly ahead of Bohm.
One thing's for sure, if you got seats in the Crawford box, you better bring a
1-2.
glove.
Got a good chance.
You're going to get some action.
Well, it depends who's hitting. Yordan Alvarez, you can be in the upper deck, you'll get some action.
Be on the train out there. It's amazing, isn't it, guys, how quickly the young players have sort of come, and that experience they had last year through the second half. This guy in particular with the whole kerfuffle after talking about how he didn't like it in Philadelphia, and he became one of the fan favorites. He strikes out there. Do you know what a kerfuffle is?
Yes.
It's a kerfuffle.
Coney knows.
Quandary.
There you go.
Wow.
He went quandary off kerfuffle. Here's the homer from JT. It hung up in the air long enough to find the boxes. We'll find Kyle Schwarber when we come back. We're back, and the hashtag AskSNB. You can submit a question. Kyle Schwarber, our buddy, is wearing a microphone out there in left field as we start with David Hensley, the DH, against Falter, who struggled in the first but got through it with only one. Schwarber, thanks for doing this again with us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Become a regular. You're really good at it.
I guess so. That's why you guys keep asking.
That's why we keep going back to the well. Hey, we were talking about all the young players on this team. You're such a great veteran presence. How is it that they've come so far so quickly?
Yeah, I think you look at the consistent work that these guys put in. You know, everyone kind of saw it last year. Oh, shoot. Oh, God.
Marsh had it go in and out of his glove, and he was the guy that was there. A tremendous attempt.
It's just right between us. Really one of those ones that's right between us. We're good. Come on.
Heck of an effort by Marsh, who came a long way and had it in and out of the glove.
And Schwarber was absolutely right. Right between them, he was actually going behind on Marsh, hits him right on the heel of the mitt. Usually play 9 out of 10 times that he makes.
All right, so Hensley's at second, and here's Jake Myers. And that's a ball. Teachable moment, Kyle. I know it's not a comfortable one for everybody, but how would you describe what happened on that play? Did he think you called it? Is that why you explained it?
He didn't know if I called it or not.
Right.
You know, those are just one of those plays right there. It's right in between everyone. You know, those are the plays that you try to avoid someone getting hurt, pretty much.
Right.
You know, that's kind of the play I got hurt on when I hurt my knee. So,
yes.
You know, it's just one of those things, and he made a heck of a play. He, you know, he made the right read, made the right slide, got the ball in his glove. It just happened to come out, but that's a heck of a play. You know, that's something that we live with.
Yep.
We're okay with that. You know what I mean? It's not a mental error or anything like that.
How loud is it out there?
It's good. You can hear it. I mean, you know, we can hear each other. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, we played in some pretty loud atmosphere, so you know we know how to communicate with each other whenever there is a ball in the gap and things like that.
1 ball, 2 strikes to swing and a miss. Myers, he chased Cheddar up top. Yeah, I guess asked another way, if you were yelling and calling for it, he would have known, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much, it's one of those things where if I'm calling the ball first, he knows I have it, and I'm going to catch it. You know, if he's calling it, I'm going to get out of the way. And if, you know, we call it at the same time, I'm getting out of the way. He's got priority on all those. But if I'm going to call it, he knows that I got it.
Right. This is Rylan Bannon. He's the second baseman. He was recalled from AAA Sugarland on Friday. Claimed off waivers from Schwarber's old team, the Chicago Cubs. 1 ball, no strikes to the 8th hitter. And he fouls that off. Hey, we saw Bryce Harper working out at first base, Schwartz. You played first base. What's he going through right now and trying to learn that a whole new position?
I'd say that lightly, that I played first base.
You occupied first base.
Yeah, there we go. I stood over there. But no, I mean, it is a whole new position. So, you know, if he's got the time right now, and he's going through work with Bobby and trying to get down the basics, and he's doing a really good job of, you know, getting those steps down and things like that. And you know, I think just the next step is, you know, trying to get as game-like as possible. So
we're showing the great video of you from Division 3. I think it was 2001 Game 3 with the error and then the hands up and the celebration, which was tremendous.
that was real emotion right there. That's going, thank God I got that out somehow. Just a routine flip.
Coney said it's not so routine.
I guess not. You know, Moneyball said it best. Yeah, boy. Boy.
Good fight back. All right, we got a fan question.
Hey, know your runner. You can be aggressive. Be aggressive. Bad runner.
11 million questions about what inspired the Schwarbaum recipe at Wawa.
Good question. That might have to be. There's that'll have to be answered later.
Is that right? Okay.
We'll have to. That's a longer conversation than trying to get one more out right here. But it's pretty cool, right? Having having something like that going on at something that's very established up there in the Philly area.
Having your own sandwich at McDonald's. I mean, Wawa is huge up there.
Yeah, it's massive. It's crazy. I didn't really know about it until I got up there, and all of a sudden the Hoagie Fest thing happened and went from there.
Maldonado's the 9-hitter, back-to-back punch-outs, and this one is to right, going back. Castellanos can't get it over the wall. That's a ground rule double for Martin Maldonado, and Hensley will score from second base. 2-1 Astros.
How about Martin Maldonado going the other way right here? He's been struggling as of late with the bat. He's able to get it right over the leaping Nick Castellanos. The ball stays out over. The fastball was dominating in this inning, up in the zone, decides to go off speed with him. I think he did him a favor, showing him the same pitch he threw to him in the first pitch of this at-bat.
102 miles an hour off the bat of Maldonado, and now Pena, who singled his first time up, with Maldonado at second. First pitch is just above the top of the zone, 1-0. Yeah, that just makes the excellent Marsh effort, which went in and out of his glove, just feel a little worse. And you know it's eating him up right now. Pena back up here.
Hey, Schwartz, with a slow runner at second base hit coming to you, what are you thinking out here right now?
Right now, I mean, the only problem is you got to know that, you know, you got a pretty good runner there at the plate. So, you know, if you feel like it's just not an opportunity to even get Maldi right now, you got to play it kind of smart, make sure you keep the throw down. But for the most part, we're going to be pretty aggressive throwing the ball home right now. You know, obviously we want to try to keep it through the cutoff, but you know, we obviously keep this run from scoring. But you know, also too, good runner. He'll probably take the backside base if we do miss the cut.
This will be the 45th pitch of the night for Falter. Yeah, close, but off. A lot of the Phillies talk, Castellanos in particular, about coming back here after last year's World Series. Did you have any emotions connected to it?
Yeah, I mean, good memories, bad memories, right? Clinched the playoffs here and fantastic game one, but you know, obviously lost the World Series here, so.
2-2, Sosa, tough hop.
Come on.
Makes the play.
Thanks.
Hey, Schwartz, thank you very much. We'll investigate the whole Schwarbaum at Wawa's a little later.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks for doing that. Astros get a 2-1 lead after picking up a run on a double from Maldonado. Madison Square Garden's been rocking. How about the Rangers' victory in Game 6? That forces a Game 7 against the Devils in New Jersey. And boy, for the life of those watching, it looked like the Devils had Game 6 in their pocket. Then 3 penalties led the Rangers to get momentum and win the game. And meantime, over on ESPN2, the Rocket, Roger Clemens, who was in the ballpark yesterday here in Houston when his son Cody, who's now at the plate, hit a home run. And on that date, 29th of April in '86, Clemens struck out 20. April 29th is a significant day in the Clemens home.
He was the first pitcher to ever strike out 20. It was a club of 1 at that point for Roger Clemens. Night at Fenway against Seattle.
This one's not going to be a homer, but it's popped sky high as Urquidy gets right back into his rhythm of getting fly ball outs. Clemens to Tucker in right. It's Fida who's doing yeoman's work. Because we were discussing, you know, the spitballing. I guarantee reaching out to Sarah Langs, it's probably never been a father-son combo that on the same day the dad struck out 20. And we were thinking, like, who else could maybe do that? Bobby Witt Jr. homered on the same day his dad had 11 strikeouts, which was July of 23. So 7/23. Last year, Bobby Witt Jr. homered back in '89. Bobby Witt struck out 11.
Yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. was too young to have seen his father play all that much.
Yeah.
Didn't really hang out in big league clubhouses.
Clemens flies out. Here's Edmundo Sosa, then back to the top for Bryson Stott. 2-1 Houston leads, and one right by him at 92.
1-2.
Look out. Well, Buster only watched Marsh, his reaction when that ball just over the outreached arm of Castellanos. And Buster, what'd you say? His neck went right down, his head hit his shoulders?
Yeah, it was like his chin was stitched to the dirt. I mean, you could see he was wearing on him.
Oof. Sweeper. Sweeper.
Great things happen when good friends get together. So grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. Our casa is your casa.
And now back to the top for Stott.
Second time Stott goes out there and swings at that first pitch and fouls it off. 10 pitch at bat in his first AB.
Why is that old axiom apply where if you don't get the pitcher early, a lot of times the second, third, fourth inning, they gain the advantage?
It's just sort of a dynamic of getting the rough edges worn off. And what that means is you find your release point as a starting pitcher. You get your alignment down perfectly, where you land, where you start from in front of the rubber, and also where you land. You get comfortable as far as your sight lines, your depth perception.
Swing and a miss, and another good inning that time from Jose Urquidy. He went 1-2-3 in the first. He goes 1-2-3 here in the third. Another reason why some guys have lousy bullpens and then go out and throw no one-hitters, whatever it may be. Tough to translate to the game itself. Keep singing, I don't care. That's Hector Neris out there in the bullpen, the former Philly, of course, now a member of the Houston Astros, the World Series champions. We want to allow the viewer at home to understand what goes through the mind of a bullpen pitcher and a guy that will likely come into the game. Haven't pitched since last Wednesday as we watch Alex Bregman. And here we are with the first pitch thrown, and from Falter, that's in there for a strike. So it's early in the game, obviously, bottom three. You guys got a lead. What are you thinking about at this stage of the game?
Like the soon you watch the game like that, you know, like the guys being on the game today, the luck is a bit different. They see very good the ball. They get a good single, good time about. Might be surprise everybody with a double. And Breggy have a walk. And like for the bullpen, like the soon he watched that, they stay on the game and start to be connecting.
Yeah, you're doing a great job breaking the game down. I want to know what Hector Neris is doing to prepare for what might be a relief role tonight. What are you thinking about?
I'll be like, my mind be positive to be on the game. Like, follow my routine every day, like stay consistent, like watch everybody about like how we hitting today, where they follow the ball, and come to have a more idea. Yeah. Go to. No. It's part of the game. They stay here. I always try to dominate the game too.
Here's the good thing. The relief pitcher role is better than being the first base coach, because you had him going to second base.
Hey, it's true. It's true. Like they talk like the whole time about like softball now.
All right, let's watch Jordan together.
Take that pitch, ball. Yeah.
Swings at the first one, skies it. Schwarber's on the track.
Got lucky.
And it is caught. He can flick them out, can't he? All right, so right now you're really just hanging out. You're watching the Phillies hitters to get an idea of what they're doing.
Yeah, it sounds good. Now I know like something different about yesterday, today. They swing more today.
They're swinging. They're being more aggressive.
Yeah. You see JT, they swing the first pitch today.
All right, we're going to revisit with Hector Neris. Let's say the 5th inning, Hector will join you to see where you are and where the team is, where the game is, and whether you'll think about getting into the game at that point. All right, we'll check back with you in the 5th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
He wasn't missing a beat. He was breaking down the entire game.
He went analyst on us.
Everybody wants to do this job.
Boy, Alvarez, even on a ball like that, sent it to the warning track, and this one has popped up, and that's going to be playable for Castellanos. It's a different Jose Abreu right now, isn't it, than what we're used to seeing? It's just different.
Starting a little late, starting to think a little too much up there, and the longer that this goes, it just seems like there's more weight put on the shoulders, but this is a guy that has to understand how good he has been throughout the years. And last year he started off slow with the White Sox, but he picked it up in a major way.
It's a weird dynamic with every player I've ever played with. The confidence can be fleeting, even amongst the greatest players. It's like you have to constantly prove yourself in this game, regardless of your resume. Jose Abreu's got one of the best resumes since he's been in the game of anybody else around at his position.
One ball, no strikes to Tucker. Bregman at first after a single, and this one is lifted. Another one high to center field. Marsh under it. And a leadoff single by Bregman wasted. Pop out from Alvarez, Abreu, and Tucker. 2-1 Houston.
Back here in Houston with Phillies manager Rob Thompson. Bailey falters so far in this game. What are you seeing?
Well, first inning was a little bit tough, but he got through it. I mean, bases loaded, nobody out, did a great job getting out of it with only 1 run. He should have been out of the 2nd inning with no runs. Marshy thought that Schwarber was coming over, getting tight, so he went into a slide and dropped that ball. He's been fine. You know, pitch count's a little bit high, but hopefully we get him through a couple more innings.
Can you walk us through the timeline of Bryce Harper in the week ahead and what's possible?
Yeah, so he'll see the doctor tomorrow. We got to get him cleared to head for a slide. He can feet for a slide, but you know Harp, he's a gamer. He's not going to slide feet first. He's going to slide head first. So we got to make sure that's okay. Once we get that, then he's okay to DH.
All right, Rob. Thanks. Back to you.
Well, interesting that the concern really is his ability to head for a slide.
2-1.
Which indicates that that if he were to say, I'll never head for a slide, that he's ready to go now.
He's ready to grab a bat right now and go up and face hitters. They've been flying in minor league pitchers.
Turner off the end of the bat. That's going to get down in front of Alvarez, and now a very dangerous base runner on for the Phillies. This is why we asked Schwarber about playing first base, because before the game, after he took some swings, he went out to field some baseballs at first base.
Yeah, but the difference is that Bryce Harper, not only was he behind the plate when he was an amateur, but he also played the infield and still have a little bit of that. And this guy's a ball player. Put him anywhere, he will play and he'll give it you his best. But I understand his fear of sliding head first. Can he throw back to first?
Yep.
That right arm is always, you're already taught to slide in the back part of the bag with that right arm head first. It's going to be a little different for him.
Turner dives back.
Just like that.
Tim Kirkshin talked about it on Baseball Tonight. You know, we were all under the impression All-Star game. Then maybe June now. I mean, you literally are talking first couple days of May. Is this a medical miracle?
Can't hold him back. He's ready to go. The bat speed that he's shown, as I was saying, they've flown in minor league pitchers to get so he can get live at bats in game type situations or simulated getting situations, and also the pitching machines, the high velocity pitching machines as well that he's used. He's ready to go. He's ready to swing a bat right now.
And a guy that takes care of his body, knows what he puts in it and what he expects out of it. And when you do that, that's why your rehab is a lot quicker.
People at home will ask, well, why first base? I mean, he's an outfielder. Is it because of the throw? Is it want to giving other guys off days as DHs? Why first base?
Well, if you look at as far as arm strength and what you have to put into a throw, the hardest throw that Jose Abreu put in, for example, last year was 77 miles per hour. So from the outfield, you're going to throw a lot harder. From the corner positions in the infield, if it's third, it's middle positions, you'll throw harder as well. So first base is a spot where you don't necessarily have to throw hard. You throw a lot, but not hard.
3-1 pitch. Turner won't go. Checks his swing, but that's in there for a strike two on a curveball.
Some guys just want to get back so badly that they push the system against the doctor's advice a lot of times, and that's Bryce Harper. He's just, you know, I'm going to start swinging the bat before he was supposed to. I'm going to start taking live BP. He was hitting bombs a month ago.
3-2. Turner not going, and that one misses down on a curveball. And now the first two are on Turner and Schwarber. There's our guy, John Kruk, of course, the Philadelphia Phillies great, former broadcaster with us on Sunday Night Baseball and Baseball Tonight. Kruk retired literally after hitting a ball for a single. His average was 300, and he walked from first base to the dugout and never played another game. Just walked off.
That's amazing. In today's world, it's all about OPS, not the average, right?
His OPS was like remarkably, when you think of Hall of Famers, I mean, he's in Tony Gwynn category. That's how great a hitter Kruk was. 0-2 now to Castellanos.
I've never met anybody that doesn't love Kruk. He's just that kind of personality.
It's amazing because as you've got to know Kruk, he can be a little prickly every now and then, and yet the perception out there, and I agree with it, he's a tremendous, tremendous guy. Fun guy to be around, funny guy.
842 OPS career-wise. OPS plus of 134.
Which I think is ahead of Tony Gwynn. 1 ball, 2 strikes, Castellanos.
Yes, 132 for Tony Gwynn.
Would you have won that bet? John Kruk's OPS plus is better, Tony, than Tony Gwynn's?
I think the sample size beware a little bit. Tony Gwynn had a lot more at-bats, I believe.
69-2 WAR, 0.2 WAR, 9,288 at-bats for Tony Gwynn. 3,000.
Oh, Castellanos end of the bat. That's going to hang up for Tucker, and obviously so shallow, Turner has to go back to second base. Castellanos, with runners at first and second, cannot move him up. Hey, we invite you to suit up this season. MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Gear up with your favorite team at MLBshop.com. You know, here's your moment, right, for Brandon Marsh.
This is when the hitter really gets dangerous, because he wants to make up not only for that one run that came in the bottom of the second inning, but for even more.
Conversely, go soft if you're a pitcher. Take advantage of it.
Like that.
Urquidy's been nails with his secondary pitches. And see Brandon Marsh this season. Top 5 in those categories.
Already Urquidy's got 10 swings and misses.
Ball, no.
And in baseball tonight, Jessica Mendoza even mentioned and broke down Brandon Marsh, how he is completely different than last year. More in his legs, quiet head, stays behind everything more. Eliminated the toe tap, and now just goes straight power legs, almost as Kevin Long. You look at his batting stance, it looks a little bit like Juan Soto's batting stance.
Yep.
With the Washington Nationals when he was there with Kevin Long.
Marsh center field. Myers retreats. Turner to second, and he has to stay there. Good job by Urquidy. He gets both Castellanos and Marsh, and he cannot move the runners up.
Guys, I talked to Dave Dombrowski, the head of baseball ops for the Phillies, the other day, and he said that before the Phillies traded for Marsh, they had Kevin Long, their hitting coach, look at video, and they asked Kevin, whether or not they could work with Marsh and have better offense going forward. And Kevin Long was like, absolutely, this guy can be helped.
Traded for O'Hoppe, just a straight up one-on-one. He, of course, got hurt. Angels catcher and is out for the season. Marsh is becoming a star.
Ball down.
O'Hoppe was off to a great start, too.
Yeah, he's a starting catcher.
Yeah.
So that was a trade that looked like it's going to work out for both sides. Kevin Long just has instant credibility because of everything he's done in this game, and just commands respect. And there's not a particular philosophy, Eduardo. It's more like he picks out what you do well and tries to refine that.
And one thing is to be able to look at video and say, okay, yeah, we can work with that. But the other part is the player. Is the player going to be accepting, and is he willing to put the work in, especially in the off season, sacrifice and say, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to get better, but I have to listen to Kevin Long, who's really helped out a lot of hitters throughout his career.
1-on-1, good speed at second base. And Turner gets a big secondary lead, and Rio Muto swings and misses at that one. And Urquidy is a pitch away from getting out of this.
That changeup tonight has been nails for Urquidy. 17 for 21 strikes thrown with that pitch so far.
What a job by Maldonado. What a job with Turner at third base to just get his chest in front of that and keep it close enough that neither runner could advance.
So that changeup spiked this one down well in front of home plate.
That's a clinic, and as he showed us a couple of weeks ago, he warms up with that drill.
Even on one knee, he gets in good position to block that pitch, which bothers a lot of old-time catchers.
Rio Muto homered his first time up. That one's outside. Now the count goes full.
Probably one of the most controversial topics you can talk about with catchers that were ex-big leaguers is catching on one knee.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
Unless it's Benito Santiago, right?
Yes. Could throw bullets from his knees.
3-2, runners go, and it's fouled off. Did you as a pitcher care whether it was one knee catcher or not?
I really didn't, although I threw a lot of splitters in the dirt, so I needed a catcher who could block them, especially with men on base. If I got a guy on third base, I got to have that confidence to be able to throw it down there in the dirt and get a swing and miss.
Hasn't seen a four-seam fastball yet.
Popped up on the infield. Abreu is there to make the play. How about Jose Urquidy? Single and a walk, and then he gets out of it. Bottom four coming up. Home team up 2-1. Next week's Sunday night baseball matchup, West Coast. Battle of the Dodgers and Padres. Call on ESPN. Our buddy Mookie Betts will have the microphone on for us. We don't know what position he's going to be playing. Dodgers may not know what position he's going to be playing. It's available on ESPN Deportes and ESPN Radio. 6 o'clock Eastern time will start. Baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. Do you marvel at Clayton Kershaw and how good he's been?
He looks as good as ever. Really does.
Falter first pitch. That one is driven. Hensley to left. Schwarber to his right. He makes the play.
Yeah, the one thing about pitchers who age on the aging curve, so to speak, that your stuff diminishes as you get older. With Kershaw, that Cooperstown curveball, it still looks the same. It's such a beautiful pitch. It's curveball slider combination. And even though he throws 90 to 92 miles an hour, it's still got life to it. Still got some deception to it because of all of his other pitches.
Jake Myers. He's got a fine wine quality about him, doesn't he? He doesn't look like he ages. Obviously, physically, all the pitches, but he's as effective as he's ever been. This ball is driven to left field off the bat of Myers. Schwarber watches it rattle off that wall out there. Second home run of the year for Myers. He took a curveball deep to left. And the Astros up their lead.
Jake Myers, before batting practice started, the Houston Astros had their machine out there, and it was just throwing curveballs from the left side. He came out early, and he worked exactly on this. And he was hitting them exactly where this one landed. Perfect swing, recognized it, put that foot down, and let it rip.
And keep it fair. Don't hook a foul.
407 feet off the bat of Myers. A 2-run lead for Houston, and Falter's first pitch. Another one, a curveball in there to Ryland Bannon for a strike. This one's going to go foul. All right, Coney. Pena started the game off with a single. Hensley leads off the second with a double. Third inning, Bregman leads off with a single, and this swing leads off, or it should be the second hitter. So they're getting early at bats and early hits against Falter. Anything that you as a pitcher recognize? It's almost like what Maldonado said about the Phillies. He just got called for a pitch violation, and as a result, Bannon is out. That's the third strike. Wasn't engaged with the pitcher when it hit 8 seconds.
Yeah, and how about that, just coming in from Sugarland and
used to the pitch clock.
Yeah, get used to the pitch clock. He gets in, keep your eye on it. As soon as it hits 8, that's it right there. Backwards K if you're scoring at home.
Nothing you can do. Just put your dauber down and walk back to the dugout after that happened.
It was, I mean, I don't know that Falter did it on purpose, but he certainly was like deking him, like, hey, we're kind of off the clock, if you will. Right, Bailey, if you go back to that video, there was no indication he's close to being ready to throw a baseball.
That's probably the trickiest part. It's a great point, Carl, in terms of the pitcher could be off the rubber a little bit, not ready to throw, but you better be ready as a hitter.
Maldonado. Marsh coming, going out, Stott. No one's going to get it. Martin Maldonado, who couldn't buy a hit, steps on first, takes the jump shot, and he's 2 for 2 with a double and a little bloop single.
And he was talking to that baseball as it was hit. Get down, get down. And it wasn't in English, it was in Spanish. But the first one he hits, 102 miles per hour off the bat for the double that drove in 1. And this one right here, just falling in. Woo, a jumper right there from Naguabo, Puerto Rico. That's his hometown, Carl, just in case.
I got you. But your point, you made earlier about how fragile consistency is. Maldonado couldn't buy a hit. Now all of a sudden he roped a double. Now you get a little blooper. Those were the things that weren't happening for him. It goes the other way too, doesn't it?
It does.
Pena to center. Marsh about 15 feet to his right. He's there to make the play, but the Astros get another one. Jake Myers, second home run of the year, puts him up 2.
Back here in Houston with Astros manager Dusty Baker. How about the production from the bottom of your lineup tonight? Maldonado, Myers, Hensley, what are you seeing?
Well, hey, man, that's what you need. You got to have some production up and down that lineup. Tonight it just so happens that we're getting it from the bottom until our big boys get going and the top of our order gets going.
Okay, before that happening, you moved down to the outfield end of the dugout. How much of that is getting a different perspective, and how much of it is superstition? And moving forward, where are you gonna be?
I don't know, man. I got to feel it. I mean, seems like when I come down there, some kind of way we get runs. And I think the guys believe it too. And that's all that matters, is that they believe, we believe, the fans believe, and belief can take you a long ways.
Dusty, thanks.
That was pretty good.
Back to you.
Thank you, Buster, very much. Dusty Baker. Ooh, you can hear that bat just snap, and it's a fly out for Alec Bohm.
So Dusty Baker's a Ted Lasso fan.
100%. You know, the same way everybody likes John Kruk, don't you think everybody you've ever met likes that guy? I mean,
absolutely.
It's universal. And he seems to like everybody the same.
He's got some bright wristbands on today, too.
Not the same as yesterday or the day before.
Well, he gave those away.
He said he got a new set for every game after a loss.
New color combination to break it up.
Oh! Bake is climbing that wins list. Joe McCarthy next in sight. And Bruce Bochy just separated by Walter Alston. Anytime you can say separated by Walter Alston.
Yeah, that's achievement.
Left field, Alvarez still going back, now turning and looking, and it's gone. Cody Clemens, homers yesterday, homers today. It sneaks over the Crawford box, and a big home run for the 8-hitter here in Houston, where his dad was a hero.
Putting the Longhorn signs up. University of Texas product, just like his pops. 2 nights in a row, going deep here in his hometown, and I have a feeling that hometown cooking is paying off. A little splitter, stays up, taking advantage of the Crawford boxes.
That's an impressive swing right there.
Here's an impressive one. This one sends Myers towards the triangle. He stops and he makes the catch. Edmundo Sosa gave it a long ride, but it's caught by Myers in center field. And this living dangerously with these balls in the air.
Guys, let's go back to that home run, because how cool is it that Cody Clemens can come back here and, struggling offensively, gets the start at first base yesterday. Today is a DH and is able to go deep. Yesterday to right, today to left. Pops came on the K-Rod show earlier. And now, 3 left turns, as Jim told me used to say, and a high 5. Putting the Longhorns up as well.
3 homers on the year now.
Yep.
But to stay back on an off-speed pitch like you described, Eduardo, it was a changeup away, and he was able to launch it the other way. Didn't roll over it, didn't get in front of it.
Just by comparison, guys, because we talk about exit velocity, etc. a lot. The shot that Sosa hit to center was 107 miles off the bat. Clemens was 96. There's a 10-mile-an-hour difference off the bat. And Bregman, nice play, spins, high throw, and Abreu, wow, holds the bag, and it looked like they clipped knees. Stott and Abreu may have banged knees. Abreu limps off, and we'll see with Stott, who's down on the ground rubbing his right knee, but Stott and Abreu just clipped it, and a little bit of a trip as well. Bottom of the 5th inning, Astros lead it 3-2, and Alex Bregman leads things off. Want to check back in with Hector Neris in that Astros bullpen with a 1-run lead. What are you doing now? Are you starting to get ready? Are you on call?
Yeah, I'm gonna start to move. I'm gonna start to get my body ready to be waiting for the call for being on the mound. You have a great chance to use the bullpen the next inning, the middle of the inning maybe. If you know, maybe they call for the 7th inning, I don't want to get surprised.
Do you know when you go out there what inning you might come in, or is that really determined by the game?
Yeah, it's determined about the game, like with any chance after the 6th.
Yep.
And be available. Example, if you got like traffic and the 6th and you have like a lot of pitches, I know can call me or maybe Maton, the man on base.
Hector, you play chess.
Yeah.
Is this very similar to your chess game?
Yeah, it's very similar because you can like think about the chess and the game because you have to anticipate every move. Like you have to, and every pitch you make, you have to anticipate what is the hitter do. If you want to like swing and a miss, or if you want to attack right through, or maybe you want to come backward. It's like the chess. The chess, you move a piece because you wanna see the reaction on the other guy.
Just avoid checkmate. Hector, thanks very much. We know you got work to do. We look forward to seeing you in this game perhaps a little bit later on. We appreciate it.
Thank you, my friend, and I'll try to be ready for the game.
Okay, boss, thank you. Here's Alvarez. First pitch, that's a fair ball. And Sosa's got no play. How about that, excuse me, hit? Infield for Alvarez, who looked like he was trying to get out of the way.
You know what I love about this? I look at Cody every time something like this happens because as a pitcher, he doesn't like it. But I love it because this is what hitters do, right? Good hitters find a way to get a hit. He yells, and he still gets a knock out of it.
Get off me, swing. Just get that ball off of me. And he gets a knock out of it.
There are still a few good ideas left in the world. Ours was to make our own tequila. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
Connor Brogdon to start to warm in that Philadelphia Philly bullpen the same way that some of the Astros relievers are starting to get loose. About Falter, his last couple of starts, he has thrown a whole bunch, near 100 pitches in his last 3 games, 98, 98, 94.
This is interesting here because the last time he was able to get a Abreu out on a weak fly ball to right, it was 2 fastballs in a row, not allowing him to extend. Jose Abreu's seen him twice already, and he's seen the curveball twice in the first at-bat.
He's also grounded into a double play. The Astros are 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
Late again on that fastball.
See a lot of late swings off of Falter, and then we talked about his extension, reaching out close to home plate, his velocity playing up.
This one is towards the seats, and it looks like it's going to get about 12 rows up.
We're kind of seeing the development of a young starter here on the fly, learning on the job how to be a big league starting pitcher. The last piece of the puzzle is to find that swing and miss pitch. He's thrown his curveball for strikes 10 out of 10 times, but no swing and misses on that pitch. So if he could learn how to bounce it and get it down, that'd be a good option for him.
Bregman at second, Alvarez at first. And an 0-2 pitch to Abreu, and he fouls that off.
Guys, if Jose Abreu would be swinging a hot bat, there's no way he is facing the lefty right now. He'd be facing Brogdon, who's warming up in the pen and ready. But because Kyle Tucker is on deck left-handed hitter. They've opted to leave the lefty in to face Abreu. That being Bailey Falter.
And it will pay off. An infield pop-up with runners at first and second. The fly rule is called, and boy, Jose Abreu's struggles continue with runners on. Well, the pick your poison worked there, and now it's lefty on left with Tucker. You can stream every out-of-market MLB game live or on demand, new and included for 2023. Stream all minor league baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
And this should be his last hitter of the game.
Hensley's in the on-deck circle. He doubled and scored in the second. And Tucker, a little blooper, going back is Turner. He's not going to get there. Neither is Schwarber. A bleeder falls in. Bregman home, safe. Think about the hits this inning that have hurt Falter. He gives up the run. Tucker picks up his 20th RBI, and the Astros lead it 4-2. Good read by Bregman.
Another pitch inside on the lefty. We saw it earlier with Alvarez. This time with Tucker. Good read, Bregman being able to score. A lot of credit. All the little things are running the bases. Defensive plays. This is why the Houston Astros continue to contend in the American League year after year, playing baseball the right way.
Kind of a drive you crazy inning if you're a pitcher, no?
Yeah, 67 miles an hour on the exit velocity that gets him knocked out of this game.
It was a leadoff walk to Bregman that's come around to score. One man down, two-run lead. Back to the bottom of the fifth on Sunday Night Baseball. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It's presented by Casamigos Tequila. It's brought to you by those who drink it. Houston Astros and Dusty Baker trying to take one in this series against the Phillies. The Giants, after an off day in town, one of the reasons he let Mauricio Dubon off, he said, you know, he's been on his feet a lot. He's had a huge hit streak, and the Giants are coming to town. He knew he wanted to allow him to face his old team. So Connor Brogdon now into the game. And there are the numbers for the big, tall righty. He starts with David Hensley. He goes off speed to get him started. 1 ball, no strikes.
Sometimes you come in, you throw that first changeup, it's like a pie tossing contest, you know? Just try to guide it in there.
2-0.
Yordan Alvarez with an excuse me infield hit, and then Kyle Tucker hit one in between Schwarber and Turner. 2-0 pitch. That misses wide. 3 balls, no strikes for Brogdon just into the game, and decent numbers for Connor Brogdon this season. Just 2 earned runs in 11 2/3 over his last 11 appearances, a .54 ERA. He allowed 2 earned on opening day. 3-0 green light. Hensley swings right through it.
Love the fact he gave him the green light. After seeing changeup 2 cutters, he said, here comes the 4-seamer. See what you can do with it.
Called strike 2 as Hensley was working his way to first base.
Yeah, that pitch was a ball.
Better watch the clock. Call timeout.
Good timeout there, too.
Yes. The clock was ticking, so he took his timeout.
Said the most common timeout comes for hitters when they've got the 2 strikes on them and try to reset. He's hit it hard a couple of times with that double, and then a line out to left. Swing and a miss, and a good fastball there, elevated at 96. Take a look at Jake Meyers' swing with the best coverage in today's game. And And we take a look at it through the T-Mobile multi-view. He knew it right away.
He knew it, worked on it earlier in the day. And what work you put in, you get out, especially tonight for him.
Well, isn't it amazing how big a pitch that 3-1 strike call was for Brogdon? Like, it could change the whole complexion of the inning.
Yeah, I was just thinking about asking Eduardo that. What's that feel like, Eduardo? Because I'm on the mound, I already forgot about it.
Yeah, terrible. You go in, and the thing is, I like how you just poking the bear right now.
How's that feel?
But it makes you expand the zone big time. Now you don't trust what Cal Addison's going to be calling behind the plate.
1-1 hooked, but foul.
So when he puts his head on the pillow tonight, that's what he's going to be thinking about. I got screwed over on that at-bat.
I did. Especially when you don't play every day. That gets to you a little bit. Oh, he already saw it on the monitor, I guarantee you.
If you could lip read, it almost looked like he said, that's a ball.
That's in. Yeah, that's in.
Start questioning yourself a little bit, too.
Brogdon's 1-2. Inside 2-2.
A little bit of the buffer zone, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Good use of the buffer zone.
Yes, there's a little buffer zone in there for how the umpires are graded. But the challenge system used in the AAA will use the zone that we showed.
Eliminate the buffer zone.
Which I still think is going to be probably adapted sooner rather than later on the big league level. Whereas he could have challenged that pitch right there. Gone right to the top of his helmet and challenged it and probably
won it.
Yeah, probably would have won that pitch. Question is when to use your challenge as a hitter or a pitcher.
Brogdon with 1 second left to go will throw as delivery started, and another one fouled off. You know, you read about some of the young players and the psychological impact that coaches can have on them. And Hensley's a great example. So he strikes out there, but he also had a double and scored a run. Psychologists will tell you, take the double and the scored run, and that's where you go home. That's what you put your head on the pillow with, not the strikeout. And how hard is that to do?
That's a great point. That's why they have team psychiatrists now,
exactly.
right?
But to get you to buy into that, or to get the hitter.
Yeah, well,
take me a couple cervezas to get to that point, I think.
Absolutely.
(3-2) on the ground. Turner down on it. Throws across, and they will retire Myers. So Brogdon does a good job with the run. The Bregman walk comes in to score on the RBI from Tucker. 4-2 Stros. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by Rocket Mortgage. Buy, sell, finance, save, shave. These are some of the great beards in Philadelphia Philly history. Worth was solid. Harper's bushy. There's nobody that comes close, though, to that guy. I mean, first pitch swinging, Tucker. World Series ending catch, very similar. And he's there to make the play, and quickly Turner is retired.
One of the most underrated players in the game. Kyle Tucker does it offensively, but defensively as well. Covers a lot of ground. He's able to go out there and make a nice play, a difficult play look easy.
You all in on the Marsh look?
I just wonder if he's a ZZ Top fan. You know, that's,
Yeah.
you think he knows a couple of their albums, Eduardo? What do you think?
No, not at that age.
That's a lot of maintenance, Carl.
Is it?
Or is there no maintenance? Is there a lot or none? We know he likes to keep the hair, wet, moist all the time. Schwarber hits one of the seats, foul.
So Eduardo asked Marsh who, as roommates, was more messy, was it either Marsh or Bohm who lived together, and basically Marsh said, well, look at my beard.
Felix and Oscar, odd couple?
No, not that bad.
Not that bad.
But it was clear. Yes, Eduardo, you were there too.
Yep.
Tuna salad. Yesterday's lunch.
That was yesterday's lunch too. You got to cover all the bases. By the way, Stott, next door neighbor as well. That could be a sitcom in itself.
Phillies daycare, all living in the same 90210 area code, just in Philadelphia, huh? Yeah, I can see that.
Three's Company.
Well, that's the feature. Next time, we'll send Buster to hang out with him for a night.
If ever there was a roster that matches the city of Philadelphia, it's this Phillies roster.
Look out. Schwarber drilled by Urquidy. Yesterday, there was an incident where Wheeler plunked Martin Maldonado. Had a lot of people speculating it may have gone back to the World Series last year where Maldonado got hit by a pitch. Kind of hanging out over the plate a little bit. Probably could have gotten out of the way of it. Not making the connection, but I'm sure a lot of folks at home are jumping to some conclusion as Schwarber gets drilled and that pitch misses away. But now you bring the tying run to the plate. It's a dangerous part of the order. This was the at-bat. Wheeler hitting Maldonado last year in the World Series. You see Realmuto right away wondering, did he attempt to get out of the way of it? So yesterday, Wheeler plunked him. There were some words exchanged. Buster, you went into the clubhouses after the game. There was a lot of, well, it is what it is type commentary, wasn't there?
Yeah, no one was running away from the possibility that it may have stemmed from what happened in the World Series last year.
I'll say this though, if they by any chance did hit Schwarbs here on a 2-2 count, up 2 in the 6th inning, that's a bad play.
Absolutely, you got to win the game first. It's not the spot to do it. I could not agree more with you on that.
Now, Urquidy's last pitch, and Maldonado quickly went to the trainers. You can see him stretching that right arm. So we'll see if Jose Urquidy's dealing with something.
Is Hector Neris' microphone still on? Can we? Hey, you coming in?
Hector Neris is the guy that is up in that bullpen.
Well, that answers that.
There's no microphone or earpiece for sure, and Urquidy is coming out of the game. He's reaching under his right arm, almost that armpit area. So he's done.
Yeah. Not only that, it was at 84 miles per hour, that pitch. Change up, see the grip.
Change up, he yanked it, yes. And immediately pulled up lane.
All right, Neris is coming in. The 27-year-old Urquidy out of Mexico is out of the game. Get a report on his condition after this. Hector Neris in. Astros up 4-2, but the tying run comes to the plate after Schwarber was hit by the pitch, and you wonder if perhaps he was feeling something and tugged that pitch, the 2-2 to Schwarber, to put him on. Reminder here, while he warms up, nothing like playoff hockey. We have a massive Game 7 tomorrow night. Devils and the Rangers at the Prudential Center will start at 8 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN+. The atmosphere at the Garden was unbelievable, and it's been a weird series. It looked like the Rangers up 2-0. We're going to run away with it, and then 3 in a row by the Devils. Rangers win Game 6, and we'll have a Game 7. Meantime, tonight, Game 7, Bruins leading the Panthers by a goal in the 3rd. And the baseball continues here with Hector Neris.
Really good numbers, 30% to 5% strikeout to walk. Put a bow on Urquidy's night tonight. He really threw the ball well. We talked about his change profile. Arm side command, two-seamers running in more often this year. painting inside, setting up this changeup, and he was dynamite with this changeup tonight. 5 swing and misses with it, and 19 for 26 strikes out of the total pitches thrown. That's an outstanding rate of command with his changeup. That was his best pitch by far tonight.
So Neris comes in and he assumes the 2-0 count to Castellanos. Ooh, ready for that pitch, and he hammered it, but he hit it foul. Had he hit it fair, that's over the train tracks.
I'll tell you what, that sound off the bat is a scout's dream. Just listening, close your eyes, forget about exit velocity or anything like that. 112 off the bat, but the sound piercing.
Nasty sinker there. So what are the challenges here for Neris? You come in, it's 2-0. First pitch sounds like a rocket just went off.
Well, he had plenty of time to warm up, so it's enviable in that regard. You'd rather have a clean inning with nobody on base, but he's used to this.
Look out, that one bounced and it got by Maldonado. That sent Schwarber to second base. A splitter that split basically between the mound and the plate.
Yeah, that bounced like it was bouncing in Mexico City today off the turf. Way out in front.
Can't get hurt down there.
Unless Vlad Sr.'s hitting, he could swing at it.
Vlad Sr. might have hurt you.
3-2, first base open, and Neris' next one. Ooh, what a pitch. How about that splitter?
That right there, unfair, right? He goes fastball 2-0, fastball again. When he threw the splitter, he had zero control of it, so Castellanos sells out on the four-seamer. He's like, he has to come in. Throws another splitter. It appears to be a strike. It's not.
Bottom dropped out of it.
Ball, that's
2-0 to Marsh. You know, you almost see yourself sitting there talking to somebody like Pedro Martinez, some great pitcher, who would then in hindsight say, well, that splitter I threw before, that was a setup pitch.
Right.
I got him looking, I got him so messed up.
Oh!
94, didn't hit the K zone, but home plate umpire liked it.
Well,
you know, Neris is a veteran guy at this point. You can see there he's not going to give in to Marsh here. He's going to either hit the spot with his fastball or throw a splitter.
Love the conversation that Marsh had with him on that 2-0. Is that as far as it goes, away or up? And once he gets the answer from Addison, now he knows that anything further than that, look, that's not what you told me before. So there, 2-1 pitch, spits on it, gets 3-1 call.
And he missed. Neris, ball 4 way off the plate. Maldonado is doing a good job of getting everybody here involved because he held it as if it were a strike, and the crowd at Minute Maid bought it.
He's going to get the platoon advantage now. Righty on righty. He was not going to give in to Marsh. Neris knew exactly what he was doing. He was either going to paint that fastball down and away or throw a splitter.
There are still a few good ideas left in the world. Ours was to make our own tequila. Grab a glass, amigo. Our casa is your casa.
Has to be careful here with the fastball. Has to be able to keep it down. Anything middle up in the zone. JT Realmuto has the power to go opposite field here at Minute Maid Ballpark.
Already one home run that he did hit into the Crawford boxes. Misses high. These two know each other, of course. It's Neris pitch for the Philadelphia Phillies. Way inside. Part of the order that we talked about at the top of the telecast. 4, 5, 6, 7 have done such damage for the Phillies this year. Again, first in OPS, first in average, second in extra base hits, first in doubles relative to other teams' 4 through 7 hitters.
You throwing a 2-0 fastball here?
You better spot it really well down and away.
He wanted it there.
No.
This was the homer he hit in the second inning.
Sweeper that didn't sweep.
Usually what happens to me when my wife tells me, can you sweep the kitchen, please? Nope.
And Rio Muto got jammed. This one is towards right center. Caught out there by Myers. So Maris works around the walk. They left 2 on. It's 4-2. Top of the order is up third. We'll hear from Yordan Alvarez on that huge World Series homer when we come back. The Astros had a lot of heroes during their postseason run last year. Yordan Alvarez, the only player in postseason history with multiple go-ahead home runs in the 6th or later. Game 1 ALDS in the 9th, Game 2 in the 6th. And of course, that led to the most famous one, Game 6, 6th inning. He sat down with Eduardo a little while ago, earlier tonight, to talk about it.
¿Dónde estás? Sé que estamos en el plato físicamente, pero mentalmente, ¿qué estás?
Mi mente estaba en que este picheo, yo dije, aquí tiene que venir Sinker en la zona porque él no quiere perder el conteo conmigo. ¿Sabes? Sé que viene Bregman atrás, que es un buen bateador, y digo, obviamente él vino a picharme a mí, a sacarme de a mí, él va a venir aquí en la zona, y lo que pensé fue, el corner me lo tiró lejos de bola, el sinker es, ¿sabes? Creo que es su mejor arma, aquí va a venir sinker. Y me puse duro para el medio, como esa es mi mentalidad siempre.
¿Duro?
Duro para el medio, exactamente. No estaba esperando no esperaba ese resultado, pero bueno, salió porque ese era el approach que tenía, darle duro para el medio de la bola.
¿Tú te acuerdas de haber corrido las bases?
O sea, increíble. Eso es como que el estadio se estaba moviendo, lo que le decía el muchacho. Después que pisé primera, eso estaba como que se estaba moviendo todo el piso.
¿Cuántas veces tú has visto este video?
Bueno, el primer mes creo que lo veía todas las noches antes de dormir. Y ahora un día sí, un día no, tal vez. Pero el primer mes no podía irme a la cama sin ver ese video.
Fueron 450 pies de largo.
Sí, ni en la práctica yo nunca había pegado una bola arriba.
¿Te acuerdas de darle los high fives a todos los...?
Todo. Es un momento ya, eso es inolvidable.
¿Y el dirigente tuyo?
O sea, increíble. Creo que después pensé, le di muy duro en la mano. Pues estaba emocionado en el momento, pero después dije, creo que le di muy duro.
Me partiste la mano al viejo.
Great conversation. The idea that he literally watched it every night for about a month to put himself to sleep. Is there a better bedtime video than that?
I hate hitters.
You know how good he was sleeping every night during the offseason? It's impressive. First of all, thank you, Yordan, for coming up to the booth and actually reliving that moment. He's a special player, and I have conversations with a lot of the Astro players, and they're like, he is a hitting savant. He understands exactly what pitchers want to do, and actually a lot of pitchers, Mauricio Dubon is one of them, that goes to him a lot and says, help me out with this. What is this guy doing to set me up? And he explains it. He goes through their at-bats. He breaks it down. And that's why he, at his young age, is so developed.
I remember after the conversation, you said he reminds you a lot of Albert Pujols.
He does. When I first got to the St. Louis Cardinals, Albert was right after his first year, and he would be the one breaking down pitchers at meetings. And Yordan Alvarez knew exactly what he wanted to do in that at-bat. He knew exactly what he wanted to do against Robbie Ray as well when he hit the big home run in the playoffs to get to the World Series for Game 1. This was it was outstanding to have him up here and be able to just comfortably say, this is what was going on in my mind.
Very confident, very clear approach. Knew what he wanted to do. Knew the pitcher was going to go after him, too.
And the cool part, he signed our background, too.
I love that.
We might have something here.
In the booth segment?
In the booth segment.
First time?
First time. First time we do it. Coney, you're on the clock. You got to zoom in right
on
there.
Alvarez.
Yeah.
New tradition born on a Sunday night. What are we going to do? So next week, L.A., San Diego. Who's the booth guest next week?
I got a pet peeve with autographs, though. You know, I like to see if you could read the actual name. I don't know if I can make that out.
Really?
I 100% agree with what you just said.
It looks like, yeah.
If you were to guess what that says, it's a Y with a lot of F's. Just guessing.
44.
That gives it away.
44.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen Greg Maddox's autograph? by far, the most legible autograph I've ever seen.
Perfectly legible.
No.
Oh, illegible.
Illegible.
Oh,
gibberish.
Okay. Gibberish. A 1-2-3 inning for Brogdon. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, is brought to you by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket. Score of our game right now, Houston 4, Philadelphia 2. Last 3 innings from Minute Maid on this Sunday night, 7-8-9, and the new pitcher, Miguel Montero for the Houston Astros, and he blows one right by the first swing of Alec Bohm. So Neris came in, did his job, and now it's Rafael Montero. Tremendous numbers. Both of these bullpens are massive strengths when they're healthy. And Bohm with 2 strikes. You saw him look back and call timeout.
One thing you want from your bullpens, especially a modern bullpen, is the ability to take the ball out of play. And we both saw that these last 2 relievers, Neris and Montero, 30% strikeout rates.
That thing's running in there, isn't it? 96, 4-seamer.
Took today after being off on Saturday, threw 1 scoreless inning on Friday. He struck out 2. Yeah, the same pitch just works right in on the fists of Bohm.
I just love how Dusty understands his pitching staff and the arms that feel comfortable when there's a runner on base, who he brings in with inherited runners, or who he brings in a clean inning. Likes bringing in Montero in a clean inning. This guy can pitch the 7th, the 8th inning without any issues. Abreu has been great for them as well, and Neris is the guy, along with Maton, that you can bring in with inherited runners, and he knows he can get the best of them.
Misses down.
Good take there from Bohm. Slider over the heart of the plate and down.
This is a bullpen that doesn't have one left-handed pitcher in it.
2-2. Alvarez. He's there. Bohm retired. Bohm retired, and here comes the home run guy for the Philadelphia Phillies, Cody Clemens. Saturday, a big fly in front of his dad. The Rocket was in the crowd. He's in Las Vegas tonight and was on K-Rod, so he's watching this one. Very different home run. Cody Clemens has gone yard back-to-back games.
He's got some swag, doesn't he? When he comes, right, would the father drill the son if he ran around the bases like that?
StatCast presented by Google Cloud. Take another look at those numbers. Is Montero fine?
I'm saying yes. Papa Clemens would drill his son if he ran around the bases like that back in the day.
The 1 out of 30 homer pitcher who hates ballparks since 2020, the 25th at Minute Maid Park. Certain ballparks, you know, certain hits are homers. 1 out of 30. This is a big place for that. Yankee Stadium, another place for that. I would think the Crawford boxes are like the green monster at Fenway for many hitters, and maybe left-handed hitters as much as righties, especially Alvarez. But you poke it out there, it's a home run.
This is a great place to play if you're a left-handed hitter. You don't get in bad habits. It still travels well to right.
Wicked pitch. 98.
Every pitch in that sequence was away, and all of a sudden you come in like this and it just locks him up.
In November, the Astros, and they've made a bit of a habit of this, they went out and signed Montero. They gave him 3 years, $34 million, $11 million a year. At 32 years old, he was responsible for about 68 in the third innings of work last year. Came over from Seattle. And this one is shallow right. Tucker's not going to get there. We've seen a lot of those hits tonight. And Edmundo Sosa reaches with a single. You can listen to every MLB game live or on demand, new and included for 2023. Watch all minor league baseball and live look-ins on MLB Big Inning. No blackouts. Really good crowd on a Sunday night here in Houston at Minute Maid Park. The Astros get 3 more with the Giants, then they hit the road. Almost 42,000, 41,669. See the World Series rematch. Stott fouls it off.
It's been a fantastic weekend for the Astros hosting the Phillies. I remember when I was coaching here in 2013, you could hear a pin drop. They struggled that year mightily, 111 losses. They've turned that around in a major way, and they are a motto of consistency.
Yeah, the American League has been very good for Houston. Long-time National League club. Mets fans know that well. 1986
Yes.
League Championship Series, the 16-inning game, still legendary. At least in New York it is.
Stott, that's a hard hit. That's going to get down. And now the Phillies have 2 on, and here comes Trey Turner.
It's what this lineup counts on, right, Carl? You mentioned it before, and your point was dead on in terms of this circular lineup that they're producing, especially with Bryce Harper on the way back. Imagine if they had Rhys Hoskins healthy, what this lineup would look like 1 through 9. Relentless. Never out of the game. Always going to come at you.
Got a couple of chances. They did in the 6th. They have another chance here with Turner. And 2 down. Flew out to center, singled, then flew out to right. Sosa is at second. Starts the tying run.
'97, and Jeremy Pena playing to the pull side in third base. Big hole between short and second.
He just looks late too, and it's easy to be late on 98. Still has numbers, 2 homers. He's got 31 hits, second on the team. But not there. 3 straight from Rafael Montero to get Trey Turner and strand 2 more Phillies on the bases.
Easy gas. Great delivery. This is what you call going up the ladder.
Take a look at our game track. It's brought to you by Geico. The Astros lead the Phillies 4-2. Bailey Falter, victimized by a couple of hits that would generally be considered bleeders, infield hits, cost him, forced him out of the game. Realmuto and Cody Clemens have each gone deep solo shots. Urquidy got into the 6th inning. 7 of the 9 Astros have reached base. Now it's a battle of bullpens, and 2 of the best in baseball are activated. Gregory Soto, his last 10 appearances, no earned runs, just 1 hit. 99 on the inside corner.
Yeah, he can bring it. A little concern on the Astros side as we see the numbers there. Walk rate's a little too high. Strikeout rate is there. So we hear a report on Urquidy or not, as he kind of left the game, seemingly with an injury.
Urquidy left the mound, rubbing underneath his right arm, right on that armpit area, as Bregman sends this one sky high. Castellanos puts the brakes on and is there to make the play. Yeah, you never want to speculate about injuries, but when somebody rubs where he was, what does that indicate? Anything at all?
Yeah, well, it seems to be somewhere in the shoulder area, obviously. So best case scenario, maybe a cramp, maybe in the lat area or underneath the lower side of the shoulder.
Soto and Alvarez. Oof. That's the great equalizer. You can throw a 99 and then you mix that in.
Coming in the front door with no leg kick.
So like many of the Phillies, starters and relievers, a bit of a slow start. Rob Thompson said we were not very good the first week and a half, but they certainly have locked it in as starters and relievers. Soto, a 2-time All-Star who came over from the Tigers in that package that also included Matt Vierling and Nick Maton.
Tried to rush him right there as went no stride Yordan Alvarez, but he's so quiet at the plate. Doesn't have a leg kick. His bat stays still. He just digs in with 2 strikes. He's got a tad lower. Continues to foul them off. Dusty Baker went to the other end of the dugout of the Houston Astros. Same place where he was in World Series last year in Game 6 when Yordan hit the home run off Alvarado.
Be surprised to see Buster down there close by. Maybe he's all over it. Is a Buster on that side?
Yeah, he is.
Come here.
Sure, I got him right behind Dusty.
Expect to see Busty, or Dusty, burning some sage or something down there, right? Get the mojo going.
3-2.
3-2. Soto went 2-11 with the Tigers. He had 30 saves, though.
Went slider on him, and you have to give him credit. I know he was looking for the fastball, pulled the string on it. Not a lot of motion, but good. Taking off the velo.
Yeah, when you throw 100 miles an hour, you can throw a slider right there at least 11 miles an hour off of that fastball and get that kind of swing. Front to back style of pitching.
First pitch to Abreu in there for a strike. When David Ortiz retired, there was conversations I remember having with him as we walked around the outfield at Fenway Park. Like, well, why are you doing this? You're still able to hit. And a guy like this is exactly the reason. 100 miles an hour down and in at your knees, and then that 89 mile an hour slider. He done enough. Uncle, I'm out.
There you go.
Coney, did you hear the grudging credit that Eduardo just gave to the pitcher right there? Yeah, I guess you can give him a little credit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? An 89-mile-an-hour slider after throwing 100?
I was wondering what took you so long.
Abreu hit that one right on the nose, but right at Marsh. One of the better swings of the night from Jose Abreu, over 100 miles an hour off the bat. 3-4-5 coming up. Phillies down 2 in the 8th inning. Well, the Philadelphia Phillies have added this guy, Major, who's about a foot high, an absolutely adorable black lab to their roster. He's 10 weeks old. Major is the Phillies' new service pup that they're helping to raise. He's a dog in training. He's going to soon be paired with a veteran through a joint initiative between the Phillies Team Foster and Warrior Canine Connection. And the incredibly valuable service dog, Major, since he joined the Phillies on Wednesday, the team hasn't lost a game. And given the intent of Major and what he's going to end up doing, you're never going to lose a game when you're training somebody like Major. Other organizations have done the same with dogs. And it's the Phillies' turn. There's pictures out there on the internet of Bryce Harper engaging. The Fanatic was engaging with Major. You know, Eduardo tends to bring his dog to different events.
College World Series usually.
Mickey's all about the College World Series. It's the most obedient dog I've ever seen. Ryan Abreu with the terrific 0.68 ERA, a little inside to Schwarber.
You got to meet him, Coney.
I'm looking forward to it. I've heard a lot about him. I mean, dogs in baseball. There's a minor league team that has a dog for a bat dog that picks up the bats.
Even with a pitch clock timer?
But yeah, they got to retrain him in Scranton.
Leadoff walk to Schwarber. So again, the Phillies will have an opportunity with a man on.
Unrivaled taste, pure refreshment. The people who share the same spirit share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
You know, Buster, we talked with Dusty. He came up with or shared with us his theory on managing baseball since he started, which was roughly to get 15 wins per month. You know, in general, that'll get you around 90 wins per season. But he really wanted this game, didn't he?
Yeah, because they've got 14 wins last day of the month. And interestingly, our friend Sarah Langs dug out the numbers. Dusty's managed 144 months. Out of that, 72, exactly half, has Dusty had 15 wins in a month. And I mentioned it to him before the game started.
Yep.
He's pretty fired up. He liked those numbers.
The thing is that I've noticed, and I know you have, Carl and Eduardo as well, and when you talk to Dusty Baker, you hear a lot of things about human relations, relationships, feel of the game, nuance. Very little about numbers. He's got all the numbers he needs. The Houston Astros are obviously have been on the forefront and continue to be in terms of providing information.
Yeah.
Dusty rarely talks about that stuff.
He's about those relationships, and I think the first year he came in was the pandemic year, the COVID year, and he had a tough time managing this team because he could not get to know the players.
He hated the idea that he couldn't go out to restaurants, couldn't hang out with the guys after the game, before the game, on the road. Everybody was in hotel rooms. Slow roller here. Pena has one play, and that's to get Castellanos at first.
Hey, Rod, it's a pleasure, man. I grew up watching you.
One of the great stories of the season was this right here. Drew Maggi who spent so much time in the minor leagues, gets the call up to the Pittsburgh Pirates for the first time. And they're doing so many things right on the field. They're doing a whole heck of a lot of things right off the field. But Maggi came up, got a standing ovation the first game he played. Then he actually had a couple of knocks. There, I believe it was Brian Reynolds who went on the bereavement list. And what a thrill it was for he and his family. And now he's over there on ESPN2 on the K-Rod cast. Lifer in the minor leagues.
Right out of Bull Durham.
It really was.
I don't know about you guys, but I teared up actually because I know the grind. And I played with so many players that kept that dream alive and be able to keep it alive, the family supporting him. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, the best part, and again, this is stuff you can find on YouTube and ESPN.com, MLB.com, I'm sure, but the speech that the manager gave prior to telling the clubhouse that Maggi was being called up was fantastic. You know, you talk about burying the lead. He didn't get to the Maggi part until the very end. But boy, was the setup wonderful, and the reaction of the teammates was incredible. Like you talk about getting chills, watch that video of the speech that's given telling Drew Maggi he's going up to the Pirates and going to be in the show.
Yes, well said, Carl.
And talk about goosebumps after he made his first appearance in the big leagues. All of the Pittsburgh Pirates teammates waiting for him after he did post-game interview and giving him a big cheer.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh Pirates got some mojo going on right now.
No question. Signed Reynolds to a huge deal. That one misses 2-2, and you know, I'm sure many people, because you don't consider the Pirates unless you're a Pirate fan. Like O'Neill Cruz went down and was lost for the year early, and that's a devastating blow to a team that doesn't afford themselves a lot of depth. Like the big market teams have 2 or 3 guys that can come off the bench. They lost their shortstop. Called strike 3. Marsh said it was a little up.
Right in the buffer zone. It's the corner spot. You see it right the top part, and Abreu not only has good horizontal movement, but also the drop and good frame job there by Martin Maldonado, sticking it. Frustrated Brandon Marsh taking it back to the dugout.
Yeah, I didn't see that as a strike either. I would have challenged it if I'm Marsh. I'm right on the top of my helmet challenging that.
Buffer.
Ball 1 to Real Muto. Think about the arms that we've seen in this game here once the bullpens were activated, and how many thrown 99, 100 with terrific secondary pitches. Muto not pleased with that call.
99 miles an hour.
I wouldn't be pleased with the velocity. Keep throwing him out there. 98, 99.
Just missed. And Hector Neris came in. He's the all-time leader in strikeouts, spy relief pitcher in Phillies history. This is the ultimate swing and miss bullpen, 33%. And Realmuto, tough play. Bregman didn't get down on it. That's going to let Schwarber hit third. He comes in. It's a 1-run game. Realmuto hit that hard, and Bregman got caught in between hops. They're going to give an error to Bregman.
And he was caught in between. You are taught as a defensive player in the infield, if ball hits dirt, you charge. This ball was scolded, so his first step was first in, and then he realized that he had to take a step back. It was hit hard enough. See him right there take that jab step, and once he does, he's caught in between, and it just ate him up right there.
Bohm 0 for 3. Realmuto on a slow roller back to the pitcher. And that'll do it. The Phillies will leave Realmuto on. They do cut it down to 1. 4-3. Bottom 8 coming up on Sunday Night Baseball. Hope you're enjoying Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. It's presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Buster Olney, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, Carl Rabbit, Sunday night here at Minute Maid Park. Next week, San Diego for the Dodgers and the Padres. The MLB app is totally refreshed for 2023. Still the #1 place for live baseball, real-time highlights, and breaking news faster than ever. Now you can follow players to get a home feed personalized just for you. Download the MLB app today. New pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies, Luis Ortiz. And the righty's first one is in there for a strike. Pitch for Lehigh Valley came up on April 16th at Cincinnati. A 2.25 ERA at Lehigh Valley. He's made 14 major league appearances between Baltimore, San Francisco, and now Philadelphia, and gets that call. The strike zone's gotten a little bigger late in the game.
Well, we had him, we pegged him as sort of a pitcher-friendly umpire, so it certainly worked out that way.
Writing down the visit. Another one by JT Realmuto in this game.
Ryan Presley is warming up in the Astro bullpen. A 1-run ball game, bottom 8. Houston scored in the first, second, fourth, and fifth. Single runs in each of those 4 innings. And the Astros got 1 in the second, 1 in the fifth, and of course 1 in the 8th. And that one sails outside to Tucker.
I don't think it's ever been harder to be a home plate umpire, right? I think it's so many things to think about now, keep track of.
When we talk about the routine of the hitters, what they have and what they've done in the past, umpires have had routines as well, taking a couple steps back. Now, if they stay still, they stay in their same spot, they're aware of the timer. Had a few conversations with umpires this year, and that's one of the biggest adjustments for them as well. I think this first month has actually been a success for both sides with the new rules. I thought there were going to be more issues than there have been.
Where do they wear the shocker? Do they get zapped when there's?
They get zapped.
They get zapped when they, there's the
when
violation.
The clock hits
you want to know where?
Where do they wear it?
Right there. They actually wear it in the ball bag.
Tucker up the middle, and that's not going to be caught. A seeing eye single for Kyle Tucker at 82 miles an hour.
I fell for that, didn't I? Yep. Get the leadoff hitter on. Make things happen. The bottom of the order has come up big for the Astros this evening, and that's exactly what they're going to try to get. A couple added runs to take the pressure off Ryan Presley, who's warming up in the pen and most likely will be coming in the top of the 9th.
Now Hensley, Ortiz, the leadoff single. That slider comes in, guys. It looks slow. It is. It's 80 miles an hour.
Kind of the difference, we talk about sweeper, the types of spin that generate sweeper break on it, and gyro spin that creates more downward tilt.
Right there, another one, 81 miles an hour.
That's why his slider is classified as a slider instead of a sweeper.
Right.
It's kind of the type of spin, the way the seams are oriented. More horizontal break or more vertical break?
Locked him up, 82, and another slider. Hensley is gone for the second time tonight on strikes.
All you need is a little flinch. He's not trying to throw it there. You can see they want it down and away. But he got just a flinch, and that's all it took. He was It was lights out. You could see that gyro spin. Great shot coming in.
It's a little mini merengue move right there. And once you do that, you lose your feet, you're done as a hitter.
You know, by gyro spin, I mean more four-seam spin that you see kind of twirling in there like a gyro, as opposed to kind of the two-seam spin that you see with more of the sweeping slider action of the sweeper pitch.
Tucker's a threat to steal. He's got 5 stolen bases. Pena's got 6. They got 11 of the team's 14 between them.
Ortiz is quick.
Not going, and another nasty breaking pitch. Tight slider, and ahead 0-2. Very, very impressive.
0-2.
Ortiz a strike thrower too as well.
4 of his 5 appearances have been scoreless, and here's the next one, and that one sails across the plate and out of the strike zone. Phillies, the Astros, you should say, have had the leadoff man on 5 times. Twice they've been able to plate him.
Executed that pitch exactly where JT Realmuto wanted it. Right at the top of the zone. Speed up the bat. The eye level as well, and now most likely goes right back to that slider.
Interesting to watch Ortiz get the grip in his glove. He's got a little rock the baby move with his glove in order to switch grips as he comes set to the set position.
Rock the baby, huh?
There's a little bit of, you watch him in there, a little rock the baby there.
A little Luis Garcia type.
That's off.
Good take.
You know, you and I have talked about this before, Eduardo, as far as tipping pitches go. I was always consumed within the glove. If I'm fanning my glove or when I'm actually getting the initial grip. Sometimes it's when you come set, a little twist in the glove, as you pointed out to me.
Absolutely. Could be height, angle.
That's pulled foul. Like, I'm not sure this would be considered rocking the baby. Like, if you're the baby, you're not falling asleep during that.
Yes. The reason he has such good control, as you see, he just kind of picks it up and puts it down.
Yep.
Very simple motion that allows him to have good control with all his pitches.
Let's see if he breaks a pattern from the pitch sequence here. He does. That hung right down the middle, but it looks like it has that deceiving spin, as you call it, that the hitters are not able to just stay back and see it well.
One rock.
Little rock, subtle rock.
Baby rock. Pebble. Two, Tucker goes, swing and a miss. Realmuto's throw down. Boy, it hit him in the head. It got under the glove of Stott, and it caught Tucker. We may have had a catcher interference call. Realmuto is already going into his dugout. The Phillies are coming off the field, and the home plate umpire quickly called, I think, interference. And as a result, that'll be the 3rd out. Tucker doesn't quite understand what happened. Dusty's going to get an explanation. Watch the bat make contact right there with that glove, and there was contact when he came up, too. Oh. Glove just right into the face of Tucker. He's walking slowly off the field. We'll come back to Minute Maid. Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. We're in Houston, Texas with Buster Olney, Eduardo Perez, David Cohen. I'm Carl Ravitch. Some of the images of tonight as we play the ninth inning and Ryan Pressly on trying to close this thing out. Speaking of closing out the NHL playoffs, the Boston Bruins, their record-breaking season ends tonight. The Panthers beat them in overtime, 4-3. They scored a goal in the final seconds of regulation, then score one in overtime to eliminate the Boston Bruins, who won 65 times during the regular season. Florida moves on. Boston is out. And of course, we have a big Game 7 tomorrow night with the Devils and Rangers at the Prudential Center. Playoff hockey excruciating. 8 o'clock Eastern Time, ESPN and ESPN Plus. Tomorrow night, Game 7, Rangers and Devils. The numbers for Ryan Pressly in 11 games, just a couple of saves. And you look at the timeout called by Clemens, but you look at the arms the Astros have, and it feels like a lot of other teams where some of the setup men seem to be more overpowering than the closer, and yet the closer stays in the role.
Well, Pressly, one of the original high spin rate guys that the Astros identified before they acquired him. Back when people were first trying to figure out what's the spin rate thing all about. One of the highest spinning breaking balls. StatCast era.
From the Minnesota Twins.
Cody Clemens already with a homer tonight, homered yesterday. Got him. And the first man down in the ninth inning, Pressly strikes him out, continuing what's been a terrific run of relief work by the Astros.
Well, Dusty's got him lined up, and we knew that Hector Neris was coming in. He told us. Rafael Montero just easy gas right on by. And of course, Brian Abreu can really bring it as well with his own version of kind of the slider down and in. And Pressly at 3,300 RPMs on that breaking ball right there. That slider that he throws regularly in the 33 to 3,500 RPM range, which is certainly elite category. Tighter spinning, later breaking.
2,700 on that spin rate to Clemens. Through a slider, the first pitch, and there's another one that's down 1-1 to Edmundo Sosa, the 9-hitter with home run power. He's got 3 this season.
And Martin Maldonado told me earlier in the month that the best slider that he catches frequently is this man who's on the bump right now. Late break, late spin to be able to be recognized.
A couple different versions, a curveball and a slider. Both of them high spin.
One ball, 2 strikes. Bryson Stott on deck. On the ground to his left. Pena gets it, fires, got him. 2 down in the 9th.
So many questions that man right there at shortstop answered last year, taking over for Carlos Correa. But the most impressive part, yes, he can hit, but defensively he has been solid. Joe Espada, their infield coach, working daily with him. Really good to his left. Consistency, and they need it from their infielders.
The Phillies have had their chances tonight. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They've left 7 on. And here is Stott against Pressly. Breaking pitch. Stott swings and misses.
Slider at 90, curveball at 82, fastball at 95.
4 Astro relievers, 3 innings plus, no earned runs, 5 strikeouts. And a high hopper to Pena. Stott can fly, but he gets him easily. And the Astros, on terrific work by their bullpen, win this one by a final score of 4-3. It gives Dusty Baker his 15th win of the month and allows Houston to enjoy the off day before a series with the Giants.
It's all about the bullpen, right? With the Astros tonight, and it was the back end of it. Started by Hector Neris, and then from there, Montero, Abreu, and you saw it right there with Presswood.
Dusty Baker talked about it before the game. It was a getaway day, maybe not their getaway day.
Right.
It was Phillies' getaway day. A big win for the Astros here to avoid the sweep.
For Andy Jacobson, our entire production crew, our buddy behind the scenes, Sarah Langs, Eduardo Perez, David Cohen, Buster Only, I'm Carl Ravitch. Huge day in Sports Center with Kevin Connors and John Anderson right now.